Oh man, this is heavy. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I'm probably gonna need help with this one, so honey, why don't you help me out? So we're gonna get right to it. If this is the tub, I definitely do not want to slice through it on accident. So. Ugh. I just got a notification that our cold plunge just arrived. I'm super excited. Let's go check it out. Whoa. All right. These look heavy. All right. Well, let's get these inside and open them up. Oh man, this is heavy. Oh, I wonder what part this is. I think this is the tub. All right, so I've actually cleared out a spot in the garage, so we're gonna take this stuff into the garage and start opening it up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open these up. I'm pretty sure this is the tub, and I'm pretty sure this is the chiller that we have here. We got our handy dandy box opener, so we're gonna get right to it. If this is the tub, I definitely do not want to slice through it on accident. So we're gonna be extremely gentle here, as always. All right. So the name of this company, and by the way, this was purchased for me as a 40th birthday present from my mentor, Marshall Silver. What an incredible gift. We've been on a health and fitness journey now for almost a year. And I think this is gonna be one of the components that is really gonna bring it over to the top. So this company is called Euphoric. And we've got, so this is a carrying case for this tub. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this is kind of a novelty. I don't see myself moving this thing ever. And I certainly don't see myself traveling with it. I mean, this thing is about 68 pounds. And I don't know the weight of this, but it's extremely heavy. So this is actually kind of funny. This is a pump because this is an inflatable cold plunge. I will not be using that manual pump because I do have my own pump. This is another one of the free gifts that they gave us for the late shipping. So this is Wi-Fi smart plug. So I guess I can connect to this and turn the tub on and off from my phone, or at least have it start cooling or heating up. The awesome thing about this particular model that we got, all right, here it is that it is a cold plunge and a hot tub. So it goes up to, I believe, 104 degrees, and it gets down to 39 degrees. So this looks like it's the cover. If this is the cover, then it's got a pretty decent sized footprint. All right, so if that's the cover, then this is the actual pool. I guess this is how you would wrap it up. What is this guy? More gifts? More free gifts? This looks like a repair kit. Yep, repair kit. So those repair kits, really good if you got inflatable boats. Well, here it is, Euphoric. I like how they've labeled these by color. It's pretty neat. Alrighty, so now let's see. That's the tub. Let's see what this chiller looks like. Let's get our UPS approved box opener. All right, so what do we got in here? Accessories. Oh, cool. So we got, looks like we got some fittings. Hose, we'll see what that's about. This is definitely a filter. And some more hoses. We'll just toss these right here for now. And then instructions, we'll look at this at the end when it's not working. This thing's pretty big. All right, let's try to get it out. This thing weighs a lot. Oh, it looks like here's some wheels. All right, I like that it's on wheels. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, this thing's very heavy. One of the things that we plan on doing because of the garage, so one of the things that we're gonna do because of the space that we have in the garage here is I plan on building a platform for the tub to be on. Since this is on wheels, I am gonna figure out a way to fit this to the platform so that it'll roll around with the platform. So looks like the next thing that we gotta do is get this blown up and get it all connected and go from there. So yeah, let's get to it. So as I mentioned before, I am definitely not using this manual pump. I think this thing is an 80-gallon pool, and because of that, I would probably be here all day. So we have this electric pump that has been sitting around the house. I think this is to blow up like inflatable beds, and I'm praying that the attachments here are gonna fit for this tub. So let's check it out. We might just use this part of it. So this is a quick connect. All right, let's see. I don't know about you, but I'm getting incredibly excited. We're about halfway there. We're gonna keep on pumping this thing up, and then next we're gonna go ahead and do the lid. Might have to do a little bit of this manually. It feels like I'm getting some kickback from this, and that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pump this up real quick. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so I think this is it. This thing's actually pretty big. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be a lot smaller. It's really deep. Oh, you can get really in here. Oh, man. So what's fascinating to me is I'm looking at all of these, what would you call them now? All of these creases in here. So I actually used to build custom inflatable fenders and custom inflatable docks, docks that we would inflate on the back of super yachts. Basically give them a little bit of extra real estate on the water. And so we built inflatable things like this, and we were actually the first manufacturer to be able to heat weld these types of joints. So if you notice, all of this stuff is 100% glued. In fact, I can see the glue, which is fine. Most PVC products like this are made with glue, but we took it to the next level, and we were able to actually create things like this using a heat welder. So we basically bonded the PVC together as opposed to gluing it, which, as you can imagine, was much sturdier when you're out there on the ocean and salt water and inflating and deflating. So, fun story. All right, so the next part of this is I'm gonna get the chiller hooked up, fixed up, get it powered up, get it all connected to this guy, and get it plugged in, and then fill her with water, and maybe we'll have our first cold plunge before bed. We'll see. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start setting up this guy. And I was totally kidding about reading the instructions afterwards when it doesn't work. Typically what I do, but this time we'll go ahead and start the right way. Only because it's on camera and you guys don't want to hear me cussing. So this is fascinating. There are no instructions. Maybe that's not something that comes with it. It does also mention, let's get this guy out. Maybe this has. So I'm gonna tighten these hand tight. There's no real instructions happening anywhere. So we're just gonna hope for the best on this. If we spring a leak, then I guess we spring a leak. So from my experience with inflatables and fenders and docks and inflatable tenders and boats and stuff, I can already tell you I'm a little bit concerned for these connections. There's definitely a little bit of me that's concerned about these connections and the potential for leaks. But we're gonna give everything the benefit of the doubt. If you don't have a self-priming pump, that means it's not gonna pull in water on its own and fill its own canister, which means if it doesn't prime itself, then you will end up running this pump dry. And most pumps, if they are not primed and you run them dry, you will burn out the pump very, very quickly. And we don't wanna do that. At least we don't wanna do that on camera. So I'm gonna go in with this hose first. We'll do the water out. This guy a little bit. Actually, you know what? We're gonna pause right here and get the wheels on first. Before we go any further, we're gonna get the wheels on. That way we can maneuver this thing wherever we want. This looks like an extra filter, so we'll get rid of this. So the challenge with these wheels, they did not include the nuts on these, so I actually cannot mount these wheels. And then this, I don't know what this is supposed to go to. Again, there's no instructions. This looks like it would be part of this ozone UV sterilizer, except it didn't come with anything. So we can definitely buy these nuts ourselves. In fact, this is an honest review, all right? They gave us some pretty cheap hose clamps. This is another thing that I'm not exactly thrilled about, and it does cause some concern, because again, you're dealing with connections here that are gonna be probably pumping a fair amount of water very quickly. And because of that, you really want these connections to be secure. Ideally, like whenever we're working on pumps or systems like this on a vessel, we would ideally have two clamps on here. You'd have one at the top and then one at the other side. And these clamps are definitely on the cheaper side. I'm very concerned about this connection. Worst case, we'll go get ourselves some clamps from Home Depot or Ace Hardware. But yeah, I'm definitely slightly concerned for these connections. And regardless, I'm probably gonna modify these connections and just do it right. I'll get two hose clamps on each side of this. Better to do it right. But for testing purposes, we'll see what happens here. But I'm gonna say it on camera, I can almost guarantee that this thing is gonna leak. It's just, not only is it a gut feeling, but from experience, I can tell you that typically when you have these types of settings and fittings, and I can just almost guarantee that it's gonna leak. Which is okay, because it's all fixable. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get all of this stuff packed up. We're gonna start filling this guy with water and get him plugged in, get it started, and see if we have any leaks and see if we can get it cold. Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue. I don't want to stand here for this whole thing. Okay, there we go. We gotta fill this container too. I like that they gave us this little tool here. I don't like that there's nowhere to really put it besides there. I like that they gave us a carrying case, but where, again, I truly believe that's a novelty. There's no way I'm carrying this thing anywhere, ever. Like, just the idea behind that is a little bit odd to me. One of the things I can do while this is filling up is we can go to attach this. So without it being on, we do not have any leakage yet on the outlet. So that's good. And I just realized that we actually have to get this thing filled up at least to here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing plugged in and ready to rock. So one of the only free outlets that we have right now is outside. So I got this big old extension cord here. And then eventually the plan is to have an electrician come out here and get us a sub panel for specifically this, because this can't run on the same things as the refrigerator and everything else. Actually, let's do our smart Wi-Fi device, which also I do want to note there are no instructions for this either. So I'm gonna have to look up this device and I guess figure it out. The light's blinking, but like, I don't really know. Okay, looks like we are on. So, current temperature, 66. Set temperature. Okay, so this says sterilizer, but there's no... There's no sterilizer. So I guess this also does not have instructions. It tells me about the device. Set, all right, set, press set key with the Nixie tube displays. Set. Let me go down to 30 degrees. Okay, so I guess I have to hit run when I'm ready, which I'll be ready. One of the things that filter is going to do is take out all the particles in here, so that's good. All right, the water's just now going into the tube. See if we can catch that. I stand corrected, no leaks yet. Although we're not out of the woods completely. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on this pump and see where we're at. It's actually not as loud as I thought it would be. Unless it's not running properly, of course. Ah, there we go. So we've got this thing It's at 67 degrees now. We've got it set at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We want it really cold. 32 degrees is cold, cold. So we certainly need more water. Looks to be like an O-ring that popped out here. This is probably from the hose. So we're definitely getting a leak right there. So this leak is coming from this fitting going directly in here. So we're gonna have to definitely modify this a little bit. Luckily, I'm an expert at fixing leaks. Had a lot of leaks in my life, so we'll be able to fix this, and it's not too bad. I'm going to try to create something to where maybe I can get it running into this channel somehow. That way it just goes straight out. But there we go. Now all we got to do is wait for it to get cold. See you guys in a little bit.